never decided to be a politician. Politics wasn't something that turned me on. I was a youth worker and I did lots and lots of community work. And I found myself working for and representing people's needs in my community. And the moment I realised politics was for me, as I stood to be an MP in Hammersmith, and when I was selected, I was quite relaxed about the whole thing. But the following morning, I went and met the local Conservative Association. The chair at the time was a man called Tara. And I could see straight away they took it really seriously. And being around those people and them showing me the impact I could have was when I really started to think, look, we can do some serious things here in politics. The place where I came from, so I came from a poor single parent family in London, son of immigrants, means it's probably very unlikely that I'd get involved in politics. But the household in which I grew up in meant that it was maybe almost inevitable, because my parents are West Indian, and in the West Indian community there's huge amounts of volunteering that goes on, and we just think it's the norm. We didn't really recognise it as volunteering. But what that did, it exposed you to not only the challenges in your own home, but the challenges inside your community and beyond. And that really starts to get your juices thinking about how can we change this. Being an assembly member to me means privilege. It has been an enormous privilege to try to represent people across London. It's also been great fun. I've met so many great people, been told so many great stories, been treated in so many great ways by people that I may never have met. But also, it means responsibility. It is my job to sit and read the paperwork and scrutinise the fire brigade and support members of the community who have difficult questions to ask of the mayor, and sometimes of London Assembly members as well. I think safety in London is not what it used to be. When I was young, I was born in West London, Ladbroke Grove. Used to wander all over London. We'd go to the West End. The young people I work with now wouldn't do that. There's absolutely no way they'd cross their own borough. If you're a woman in London as well, I mean, you only have to speak to any women you worked with, your neighbours, whatever, and they'll tell you they don't feel safe on the streets of London. Look, there's a number of things we could do to increase safety in London. The first thing is a technical term, sanction detection rates. How many people actually get caught and prosecuted? What drives crime is the idea that people are going to get away with it. That's one end of the scale, the enforcement piece. The other end of the scale as well is actually to make London cheaper and more affordable, so people can afford to live places, keep their families together, take their families out, fill their children's time. I used to be a youth worker, and youth work is absolutely great, but what was really golden is if a family could afford to entertain its children as well, take them to the library, take them to the local attraction, go to the park. The thing I'd say about London is to never forget it is the best city in the world. Objectively and subjectively, it's the best city in the world. We have so many families here. It's a city of faith. Over 45% of Londoners have some kind of faith. It's a real melting pot of people. We're one of the world's greatest economies, and we drive innovation in so many ways. So if you're in London, remember that you're in a great place. Try to do great things. Use what we have here to have the greatest version of life that you have planned for yourself, that you could imagine. Because London is great, not just because it's London, but because of the people of London, of which you are one. And if you ain't, you could be.